Stop! My penis can only get so erect.
In the end, I was very right about the level of crossover we are actually going to get with both shows' character, but it was still a strong end to the Helnarak arc. How much I was upset that we didn't really got Gento and Yuma interacting, but Blazer's Earth shoe was an interesting addition to Blazer's kind of like show's lore, and having all of the Skip members being a part of the GGF but just in different branches was actually a thing that I never thought about. Like, I thought we were just going to get Shu, but seeing Rin, Ban, and even that Blazer's Earth has a Yuma was kind of neat. And having how much it could have been very funny and very interesting to see Yuma, pretty much both Yumas like interacting with each other. I'm sorry, like it could have been kind of neat and interesting, while having like Ban and Rin as medics, having Yuma and Shu being quote-unquote soldiers kind of made sense if you really think about those characters kind of in context, if we just kind of split them apart. And kind of having 2.5 fight scenes in one episode should be looked at as a record, because it was really cool. But it kind of at first felt weird to me that we're doing the final fight scene against Helnarak on Arx's Earth. But in the end, it kind of does make sense. Like, Blazer's entire involvement is kind of small, and putting the entire emphasis on Blazer's Earth in the final part of the arc wouldn't make a lot of sense. So kind of splitting the final fight into two places makes more sense. And also, I think Taguchi did say that he wants Blazer to stay on his Earth and never really leave. So yeah, like that makes way more sense. And I love that both Tsujimoto and the director of this episode, I remember correctly, it's Tatsuke? Like, he's the same guy that directed, I think, Ruben Decker, or he just directed Decker, I don't remember which one, but it was great that they actually respected his wish and his kind of creative avenue of what Blazer should be. And having Blazer and Arc actually like not only interacting, how much those are just two Ultrans, so most of the time we're just going to hear them, you know, yell or grunt, but having them interacting and discovering Helnarak's weakness was neat. And also having Helnarak not only pretty much revive Bazanga and having Blazer versus Bazanga 2 was fucking cool, and having Blazer throwing Arc back to his Earth, and we discover like in those 10 minutes where Yuma was in Arx's Earth, there was time dilation. So pretty much those 10 minutes in Arx's Earth, in Blazer's Earth, it actually went 10 days on in Arx's Earth, and Helnarak just took over Oshimoto City, and like the GDF is pretty much planning to nuke the town, which like fuck, like they really put a lot of emphasis how strong Helnarak is. Like, that was like really cool. And having Yuma again run away, and having this moment when Yuma kind of returned and pretty much the rest of Skip kind of like started to like really push Yuma's buttons, and it's like trying to understand where the fuck he was for those last 4 days. Having Shu kind of like trying to diverge the conversation from it pretty much like tells us 100% that like Shu knows he's not going to tell, this is going to be a conversation for later. Like he said where Yuma was for the last 4 days. So it is interesting that he's very much on Yuma's side, and he maybe wants to kind of like keep the secret of him being Ultraman a big secret, not even telling the GGF about it. And also having kind of like seen a small bit of another branch of Skip was neat, and having in the end Arc using both lasers and his finisher to finish off Helnarak was neat as shit. Like the idea that a Blazer pretty much, I don't know, imbued or like passed on a bit of his powers to Arc was cool, while also like seeing like all of Blazer's kind of like red and blue lightning, and like you see like Blazer's is kind of like scar light up when Arc was pretty much charging its attack. It was like really cool. Like this entire thing was really neat, and it is going to be kind of interesting moving forward. Okay, when are we going to get them interacting more? Because it seems like the episode kind of shows that maybe they have this now connection between the two Earths. That's like really neat. Like overall, this was a fine episode. It was actually really fun. How much I wish we would have gotten a full-blown crossover with the Blazer cast. It was really fun. Like we got really fun interactions between two Ultras. We got a little bit more about the lore of like Blazers' Earth. We got to see fucking Earthy lose again, so that means it's 100% like canon to Blazers' story. Well, also none of the movie got spoiled to me, so that means like I'm going to get the Blu-ray, I think, if I remember correctly, like December 5th. So I'm going to do a big fucking like rewatching of the entire show to then watching the movie, and then I'm going to cover the movie. I'm going to pretty much have watch the movie completely blind after almost a year of not knowing what the fuck happened in it. So you know what? Not having the full-blown cast like crossover worked well. This episode gets an A+, while overall the entire Helnarak arc gets an A. It was great, it was very special, and we are pretty much 5 episodes away from the finale of the show, and it's going to be super interesting how this show is going to end, because next episode we're going to get a Gomez episode. We know there is going to be Triangular or Triangulus, like the other Galos. It's going to have like 3 horns, and then we have King of Mons, and it is going to be kind of interesting how King of Mons is going to play to Arc's entire theming of imagination. So what you thought about episode 19 of Ultraman Arc, comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you haven't pressed that like button, please do. If you liked that video, if you liked this video, please help your subscribe and finally achieve its goal of becoming a subscribed button by doing one thing, and that's clicking the subscribe button. Don't forget, you're the only one that can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.